Hello student, we are here to discuss the formulas in Excel. Before discussing the formulas, we will just recollect whatever we have done in our previous session. In the previous session, we have discussed about the cells. Cells is the intersection of rows and columns. So in cells, we will write the formulas and function. So what is a formula? And what is the use of formula? So formulas are used. Formula is the tool which is used for calculation. We can calculate the values of the data by using the formula with the help of the cell. So cell is the place where we can store the data, numeric data as well as alphanumeric data like names, roll numbers, which are not used for calculation. Okay, so before discussing this one, I'll just like you to give the examples by how to calculate the total in this daily collections. So total means what? We need to add. So formula are used to calculate the values of data in a cell. It can perform, formula can perform the simple calculations as well as the complex calculation, and we need to follow some rules while writing the formula. So formula must starts with an equals to sign. Okay, now I will be demonstrating you how to calculate the sum by using the formula. Now this is the worksheet. Here I will be demonstrating you about your formula. Now I have to press the equals to sign. So before starting the formulas or a function, I always have to press the equals to sign. Now I need to add from this 200. So what is the address of this cell? C3. Then second address plus C4 plus, now I can just give the range also, but it's not possible, so I need to type it individually. So I am giving the address. So whenever I am referring the address of the cells, the address refers to the values which it is holding. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. So I just need to press enter. That's this way I can just enter the formula. So this is the way I enter the formula. So look here, look here. No, it can't be seen from here. Okay, let's go to home. So this is how the formula can be shown. Okay, now here C means which 200, D3 holds 650, E3 holds 250, F3 holds 450, G3 holds 610. So similarly, in order to add, so I am using the plus sign, only one addition symbol in order to add. So again I can show you once more. So always whenever I write the formula, I need to activate the cell where I want to type the formula, write the equals to sign, then give the cell address. So address is C4. When I click, it will give me the address formula plus then this number plus this number plus this number plus this number plus. So I can just enter these values and I'll get the result. So it is 1700 is the result. So I can copy the formula. I can just select this and just select these two cells, and I can just drag it to copy the formula. So once I drag the formula, I'll be getting the same over here. So this is the total I have calculated. So there are two types of formula. One is the single formula and another is the complex formula. Okay, so here this is how we can calculate the formula. So this is the example of simple formula. So this is the example of simple formula. Now look here how it is coming. So if I give the formula over here, I can see so formula. So this is the formula. So I have given this formula to this particular cell. So I got the total, isn't it? So these are added here. These all are added here. See, look here, all these are added and I got the formula, isn't it? Now next, this is the example of simple formula. So this is the example of simple formula. Now let me do the complex formula. This is the simple formula and let me do the complex formula. Okay, let me do the complex formula also. Okay, now this is the same as this one, so I can just type the formula, or I can just copy the formula, and I can just paste here. No, I can't paste this. Can I paste this? Okay, paste. If I paste it, I am getting that. Let's see if I am getting the second one correctly. Yes or no? C18, then 1700. Okay, I am getting this. So total I got. Now I just want you to observe this carefully. So let me find the percentage. So complex formula can have more than two operators. More than two operators. Now let me show this one. The complex formula over here. Okay. So when I have to find the percentage, I need to take the total and I need to divide this. Now let me find the total. So I can find the total from here. I can find the total from here in the home menu. I can just find the total, take this all. Let me find the total, grand total. I mean to say grand total. So let me take the total value. So let me calculate the total. TOTAL, total of which one? Total of, from here I can use the auto sum function, this function, and I will get this value, and I can use this and I can get this value using the sum function. Now I can just take this and copy this side. So when I copy this, I'll get the grand, not grand total. So this one is correct. 3900, 3000, and this one is, oh, it's not coming correct. Okay, I'll just take it here, sum. Okay, suppose let me take this value itself. So I'm getting this value now, isn't it? Now complex formula consists of more than two operators. So equals to, so this is my total value divided by the row, this row, because here is the grand total, multiplied by 100. So I can get the percentage. So I am getting the percentage. So in this formula I have used more than one operators, one division operators, one multiplication operator. So this type of formula is called the complex formula. Okay, so here I have showed you the complex formula. So what are the elements that are used in the formula? So the element, it consists of cell range. The element that are used in the formulas are, it consists of cell range. What is cell range? It is a group of cells that includes the data for calculation. So here group of cells are there, this one. So rectangular block of cell is called the cell range, isn't it? So if I select all this, here it's given A1 to A10. So it's not required, so in this case it's required. Look at this example. So I'm using the sum function and I'm specifying the range from this 18 to this 27. So here it's a example of cell range. Mathematical operators are used in this formula. Two operators are used. This is the division operator and this is the multiplication operators, and in this case yeah, plus operators is used. So mathematical operators means it implies the operations to be performed on the data. For example, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponential and modulus. So these are the different types, and also it consists of constant. The values which doesn't changes are called, it refers to the numeric or the text value is called constants, and also it consists of functions. So the collection of inbuilt formulas which is provided by the Excel is called functions in Excel. So that time I use the function, sum functions to add. So sum of this one, isn't it? So sum is the name of the function. A collection of inbuilt formulas are called function. So these are some of the elements of the formula. Okay, now let us go to this referencing. So what is referencing? It's referencing, as the name suggests, it is a reference. A cell or a range of cell which can be used in a formula is known as cell referencing. It allows you to use the data for different parts of the worksheet. You can also refer to the cell from the different worksheet of the same book. So that means referring to the data from the different parts of the worksheet is called cell referencing. A cell or a range of cells can be referred in a formula, that is called cell referencing. There are different types of referencing. Generally, there are three types of referencing: the absolute referencing, the relative referencing, and the mixed referencing. So these three types of referencing helps you to do the referencing refers to, it generally refers when we copy the formula. When we copy the formula, the referencing is generally done. So absolute referencing, relative referencing and mixed referencing. Now what is absolute referencing? Now see, it suggests that absolute cell reference means that the cell reference stays the same when the formula is copied to the another cell. That means the cell reference will remain as it is. The cell reference will not change. That is called cell reference. Now how to make this cell reference? How to make this cell reference fixed? How to make the cell fix the cell, a cell? So by putting the dollar symbol before the rows and the letter, before the row numbers and the column letters. Okay, so absolute referencing, the cell reference means that the cell reference stays the same when the formula is copied to another cell. So you have to add the dollar symbol before the row numbers, or I'll be showing you how to, I'll be demonstrating you how we can do the cell referencing. Now let us see the cell referencing over here. Okay, now this is the cell. Okay, let me find the percentage. Okay, let me take this example, same example. Now here I have found the percentage. Now for getting the percentage, look at the formula over here. Look at the formula. Look at the formula here. This is the formula. So the formula. So this is the formula. This is the formula for this. Now when I copy the formula, I am not getting the values. I am copying the formula. Look here. So this had gone down till H28. Okay, H28 is okay, but this H28 is the total of the total which is not supposed to change. This cell reference should not change because that is the total based on which the percentage is taken out, isn't it? Now here it is changing S2, S3, S4, 35, 36. Now what will be the output? What will be the output? Look at the output. So output is becoming 0 because we are this change is changing. 29, 30, it's going on, it's changing. It should not change. Now in order to fix this, what am I supposed to do? I need to put the dollar sign. I need to fix it. Now how can I fix it? So while typing the formula, I have to do some modifications here. While typing the formula, I need to fix the column. So this 15,450 is there in which cell? H cell. So I need to put, so absolute referencing is used to copy the formula. Absolute referencing is used to copy the formula. Here absolute referencing is used. Now I just have to write the equals to sign. Then I need to take this value, this 18, I have to take it because that is the total on which I have to calculate the percentage. Then divided by divided by H18 divided by dollar what H. Then I'm fixing the H column, fixing the H column, then again dollar and fixing the row also. What is this row? 28. So if I write 28 here, then it comes, this is into 100. So I'll be getting the percentage over here. Am I correct? Okay, am I correct? Yes. S3 divided by dollar or third, that is there, divided by 100. So when I press enter, I am getting that one. Now when I copy this formula, when I copy this formula, I can copy this formula with the fill option also. So when I just copy this, okay, when I copy this formula, let me copy the formula, whether it's coming or not. Let's see. The cell reference is changing, so I'm getting the answer. So look here, the difference, that one which I was showing there. So just go to formula and so you can see, yeah, this row had become fixed. This one, the sum grand total had become the fixed. It's remain as 28, as 28, as 28, but this is changing. So this way we can get the result. So this type of referencing is called absolute referencing. So while copying the formula, we can copy it by putting the dollar sign and making the row and the column fixed. This type of referencing is called absolute referencing. So absolute referencing is used to copy the formula where you can fix the rows and the columns and copy the formula. Now second types of referencing is, so absolute, okay, so dollar sign is used, so I have showed you the example. Now relative referencing is a default type. So when I copy the formula in the total one, so it's a default type. So it's, when I copy it, it automatically changes. When you copy the formula in a cell and paste it in another cell, Excel copies only the formula and changes the cell reference to the new location automatically. These are called the relative cell reference. By default, when I copy the formula, it gets pasted and the reference changes. Okay, so this is the formula C4 to G14. So when I copy this, when I copy the formula, just it references changes 35, 36, this one 36, 36, this is, so this is the relative cell. So in Excel, this is simply a relative referencing. Okay, so absolute referencing, we need to put the dollar sign so that we can fix, and we can't it will not, the column will not change. Okay, so relative referencing and absolute referencing and the mixed referencing is the three types of referencing. Now what is the mixed referencing? Mixed referencing means the type of cell reference that combines both relative cell reference as well as absolute cell reference. It is of two types: absolute cell reference, absolute column, and relative row reference. Here the columns are fixed by putting the dollar sign, and relative column and absolute row reference is called where the column is as it is and we are fixing the row with the dollar sign. So this type of reference is called relative and absolute referencing. Absolute columns and relative row reference, relative column and absolute. These are the mixed. It is a combination of both relative and absolute. It's a cell reference that combines both relative cell reference and absolute cell reference is called mixed. So here we have done the fixed mixed referencing. Here in this in this chapter we have discussed about the formulas in Excel, different formulas. What is formula? That is the its formulas calculates the values of data in a cell. So that we have discussed. Then the commands that are defined by the user to perform. User defined commands for mathematical calculations are called formula, and the inbuilt formulas are called the functions. So here formula, I have showed you about the formula, different types. Now what are the different elements which the formula consists of? Like cell range, the rectangular block of cell is called cell range. In the previous class I have shown you the cell range, cell reference. Then mathematical operators are used in a formula, and constant functions. These are all the types of elements used in the formula. Then we discussed about the cell reference. Three types of referencing is the which is used in the formula is called cell range of cell, which is used is called the formula is called cell referencing. It allows you to use the data from the different parts of the worksheet. And three types of referencing we have showed. I have shown you with the example how we can make the absolute referencing, how we can fix the rows and columns in order to make the absolute referencing. I have given one example. And also this relative cell referencing is the default referencing. Generally when we copy the formula, it is a default reference. The reference changes automatically, the cell reference changes automatically. Mixed referencing is the combination of both the absolute and relative referencing. Now mixed referencing. Now let's discuss about the formula error. Now this error, look at this formula error. Now see, error name, description displayed as solution. Now value error, different types of common errors which we see in this one is a value error. So what is a value error? It is displayed when text space or characters are found in the formula instead of number. When you get the space or a character in the formula instead of number, then this error, this message will come. Ensure that the formula contains. Now what is the solution? We should ensure that the formula contains only the numeric values. The next type of error is the name error. So name error occurs when you enter the wrong name of the formula. So this way it comes, then ensures that the formula name is entered correctly. You can use the formula builder options in this Excel to build a formula without any error. Now third type of is hash error. It is displayed when the column in which you enter the value does not have the enough space. So hash error is come. We need to click and drag the right border of the column. So we need to increase the column size if this type of error comes. Similarly, this one division error, it is displayed if the number in the cell is divided by 0. So that time in the total percentage one, when we did not refer to, when we were referring, it was referring to the empty cell, so it was giving you this error. Ensure that it should not ensure cells with 0 value, it changes to require value or enter a value. This is the error. Now now let me go to this slide, the last one, last type of errors, formula error. Now this one is the formula error. Now here reference error. So if you display, it is displayed when a cell reference mentioned in the formula is not valid. Reference, you are referring to some cell but it's the wrong one, so you don't have the value over here. That is the reference error. It is displayed when the cell reference mentioned in the formulas is not valid. Ensure that the cell reference in the formulas have values and are not deleted. If the values are deleted, re-enter them. Null error is displayed when the incorrect range of operators is mentioned in the formula, and null value is incorrect range of operators. Ensure that the correct syntax is used to enter the formula. Similarly, not applicable error, it is displayed when the number of cell address refers to the formula has no value, and it ensures that every formula has a value entered in a set. Ensure that every formula has a value. So if you have a formula, enter a value to the cell which you are referring. Num error, it is displayed when the numeric values entered in the formulas are invalid. So these are the different types of error which occurs when you do not enter the formulas correctly. So basically these errors occurs when you do not enter the thing properly. So this error occurs, it may occurs due to if the formula is entered incorrectly, if there is no space, enough space within the column, if the number get accidentally deleted. Similarly, if a wrong operators is entered, if you forget to begin the formulas with an equals to sign, it fails to put the apostrophe for the text in the formula. In this situation, this type of formula error occurs. So in today's session we have discussed about the formulas, the different types of formula, simple formula, complex formula. Then also we discussed about the referencing. What is referencing? 3 types of referencing. I have given you the example, and also the different formula errors which occurs if you wrongly enter a data. So with this we come to an end of this particular session. So I hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you.